for real. Yeah, yeah. Laying low, turn on the big show, what's the blend? Uncle Sonny on the mic, news like a whirlwind. Current events got the streets all wildin'. Top spots, local stars shining, keep smiling. Hip-hop drama, the gossip they spinning. Loud's media group, you know we winning. Event stories, yo, we'll never miss it. Tune to the show, something surreal and glistening. Got the scoop straight from the corner. Exclusive tales, ain't no foreigner. Street lights bright, local heroes rising. Bigz got the heat, criticizing and prizing. Midweek sessions, chat lines glowing. Uncle Sonny got the vibe, spotlight showing. Loud's in the cut.
Yo. It's the Uncle Sonny Bigz show. Tuning in tonight. I got a special guest tonight. It's going down. I'm excited tonight because now y'all get to see the other side of Sonny Bigz. Y'all get to see the serious side. Y'all get to see the comical side. Y'all get to see the chef side. But tonight, y'all gonna get to see the spiritual side. And tonight, my special guest is Miss Shenita Scott, author, philanthropist. Did I say that right? Spiritual minister. It's the whole nine. We're here to talk about love, live, and laugh. Her book, and Unbounded? Unbound, yeah. So I'm excited. I'm nervous a little bit. This is the first time I've ever been nervous because we're going to go down this road that a lot of people ain't used to. Well, some people are used to it, but if you grew up spiritually, you'll understand this. So, I asked God to walk with me, which he does every day. And I'm really over here shaking, dog.
He shaking, y'all.
Hey, but I'm together. I just want to introduce everybody to Miss Shenita Scott. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. We in the building. I no need to be nervous, Mr. Sonny Bigz. Come on, somebody. Listen, I'm in the building tonight, y'all. Chopping it up with the one and only Uncle Sonny Bigz on the show.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was gonna start the show off in a sequence, but I want to start the show off tonight about your author, your books, because when we hit that next page, we're gonna go in.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to write your books, both of them. If you want to go with Unbound first, or if you want to go with Live, Love, and Laugh, it don't matter. I just want you to give some people insight on what inspired you to write these books.
So I'll go with Live, Love, Laugh first. Live, Love, Laugh, I wrote this, actually started writing this book in 2017, but it started because I was a teenage mom. And so originally it started with me telling my story. It would be Live, Love, Laugh, a teenage love, but I changed it. And so the inspiration from this book was just talking about my life, me doing a memoir, talking about what I've gone through from age 16. But at the time when I wrote that in 2017, I think I was in my late 30s. Me and mathing ain't mathing right now. But I was in my late 30s. But I just wanted to write a book about my story. Actually, the writing piece came in around 2009, 2010. When I went through a phase of getting, you got me nervous. When I went through a phase of going through, where I was facing 6.5 years in prison. And did not know whether I was going to be able to be with my kids. Didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
And so it started back then where I just wanted to write about my story, but it was Kathleen Dunstan. They call her Pop.
Okay.
And we call her Aunt Pop. And I remember her coming to Dudley's. It's a place where I worked at, a hair salon. And I remember her coming there. I can't think of the name of the story, but it was a young lady that was in She went to Howard University or DC.
Okay.
But she was dealing with this drug dealer. It was real true story. It's a story out. It's a movie out by with it now.
Okay.
And she told me that I reminded her of that young girl when I told her I wanted to publish my own book. And I still got the papers from back then, from 2009, 2010, where she brought me. And so she's one of the first ones when I do my acknowledgement in my book that I acknowledge her because she brought me these papers to help me start the self-publishing book back in 2009, 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Sometimes when you go through things, God has a way of bringing you out of it.
Yes.
I think it's called the test of faith. And it's crazy because on my way here, I heard two things on my way here tonight by two different people. The book of Job. Twice.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I told you I was kind of nervous because it's flowing. It's flowing. It's flowing. And with you going through what you went through when you was about to face those 6 years, I can imagine what was going through your mind about your kids and adjusting. And 95% of the time, we all say this cliche, God, if you get me out of this,
I ain't gonna do it no more.
I ain't gonna do it no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. You done hey, can you guys go over and click the link on Fonte Lyles page, or you gonna put it on there?
You ain't my friend no more?
We've been friends. Your tag broke.
You ain't highlighted no more. You gonna kick me to the curb?
Nah, man, it could be the signal.
Listen, y'all go over, look on my page. Shenita Scott, Fonte Lyles has tagged me in the page. Go over, click on the link, and y'all will see us live and direct on Fonte Lyles' page.
Yeah, try it again, man. But why? It's still doing it. But I can just. It's crazy because I have friends.
Okay, it's in there.
It's in there now. I have friends that been in similar situations. Myself been in similar situations. That's a horrible sound. That's a horrible sound to hear them things go. You know, everybody got a testimony. Everyone has a testimony, and I can just hear all my close friends and family telling me, it ain't over, dog. You just got to start over.
Gotta start over.
And I was like, wow, this gonna tie in to the other part of the show.
Okay.
Now, when you started writing the book, did you have writer's block, or it was just an easy flow?
So I started this book the beginning of January 2017. I didn't finish this book until December 2024. So it took me 7 years to finish this book. It took me 7 years. I was procrastinating. So when I first started writing, I wrote 2 days straight, the beginning of January 2017.
Okay.
It was snowing outside, and I wrote 2 days straight. And as I began to write, I thought I had something, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I procrastinated a year later. 2018 came. That's when I call them my I Am Ruth sisters, Catrice Johnson, Tina Marie Silver, and Pastor Teresa Avon. They came to my house, and we sat down, and we was talking. And as I showed them what I wrote, I only had 25 pages.
Right.
And so they look at me like, oh, you need more pages than that or whatever. But that was in 2018. But again, procrastinating. But how many of you know my timing ain't God's timing? So it wasn't time for me to finish the book. But I did have writer's block. Beginning this year, my timing that I said that I would put this book out was September of 2024. Then I moved it to November of 2024. And then I actually finished writing December of 2024. And I remember one Sunday, Catrice and I was leaving church, and I said, because I was going to have my book release November 2024.
Okay.
And God immediately told me, he said, no, I need you to finish this year, because this is year 7 was 2024.
Okay.
He said, I need you to finish, and that was the ending of a thing, and my new beginning would be 8 years. He said, drop it in January, because that's 8 years. And so and the number 8 means new, and it's the new beginning. And the number 7 was end. It was a completion of a thing.
Okay.
So I dropped it, originally dropped it January, but of course with the official releases are this Thursday coming up and then Sunday. So yeah, but I did have writer's block.
So numbers are symbolic when
Yes,
when you
to
do
me.
this.
Oh yeah. Like my numbers are 789. 789. 7 means completion, 8 means beginning, and 9 is birthing season. So September, everything I birth is normally in September. Now this book was birthed in January,
Okay.
but the numbers that I study are 789.
Okay, 789.
Yeah.
I used to like 456.
Okay. Oh, you rolling dice?
All day. No, wow. That's deep. That's real deep. You have arrived.
Yeah.
You have arrived. For y'all that don't really know, right? Me and Shenita go back. Like, we grew up in a little community. As we got older, we called it MCP. But I was talking before the show started that we are somewhat like Eminem and whoever else you want to combine it with, because I was from MCP in the neighborhood. So I was from the trailer park and from a neighborhood. Shenita was from a trailer park and a community in Battleboro. So we had, like, I would say the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? Because I used to get driven to my grandmother's house, and then I catch the bus and go to city schools. And get out of school, go home. A community. We had it both ways.
Yes.
Community.
Yes.
And whether you know it or not, my best friend growing up, Rodney Reed, right? Whitaker's and Battleboro. So he always took me when he went to his grandma's house or we out getting out. That's how I learned a lot of people from Battleboro and Whitaker's through my friend Rodney. And basketball, everything. Go down on the dirt court. Y'all can't handle the Mobile City crew. We'll turn it up. Hey, we had a squad so tight in our community that we had a starting five. Like Kobe, LeBron, Michael. I'll never forget Gentry Edmondson. When I say he could touch the top of a backboard 12 feet tall, I swear to God, Sean could get out the gym. But let me get back on track. We both came from the trailer parks and a community.
Yes.
I've noticed everybody that came from that situation or that environment prospered.
Yes.
In some type, shape, form, or fashion. I look at all my friends now that grew up out there, all of them successful.
Yes.
And doing good.
Yes.
You know, out of 100, I would say 85% is doing well now. And I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to have been put in those situations growing up. Unbound.
Somebody made a comment.
It's
MCP stand up.
it's that Unbound. When you talked about it before we started, it resonated. It touched me because once you start talking about it, then I get into how I feel about that.
Okay.
Like, I'm a strong believer on certain things, and let's talk about Unbound.
So Unbound is originally created by Crown Rise Inc. I gotta shout her out, Tina Marie Silver. So I met Tina a couple of years ago, maybe about 6-7 years ago. The craziest thing is everything that's happening now. Myself, Catrice Johnson, Tina Marie Silver, we sat and we talked about these things about maybe 8 or so years ago. And now everything is coming to full circle. So Unbound, crazy thing is I hadn't seen Tina in about 3 or 4 years. I actually, Tina came, we went to a book signing in March, Catrice and we ran back into Tina. Let me tell you how God works. Tina fell out the face of the earth. She probably over here, she gonna be laughing because I'm talking about you, sis. But Tina, sometimes you can have those friends, right? And they gotta steal away sometimes. And I know some people may say that about me now because that's just the place I'm in. But went to Shenita Mabry's book signing
Okay.
in March of last year. When Catrice and I went to go support, we ran into Tina. And when we ran into Tina, we ended up going to my salon that very same day. And the next morning, we talked, we chopped it up. The next morning, I woke up and she said, it's time for you to finish Live, Love, Laugh. So every year from 2017, Catrice and I would be like, oh, we're going to finish our books this year. We're going to do this. We're going to do that this year. We procrastinated.
I was gonna say procrastination.
So can I be real? Like we procrastinated and we kept saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
Okay.
But it took Tina having to go through what she went through. And then when we linked back up, March of 2024, it's almost like when I say each one reach one, teach one, sis reached back. And she was like, oh, it's go time. Because I remember pulling her up out the couch. I remember doing a drive-by on her. So now it's like, oh, I'm going to return the favor. So when she reached back, she said, it's time for you to release your book. And in the midst of her helping me with Live, Love, Laugh, because she helped me self-publish the book.
Okay.
And so when her helping me with Live, Love, Laugh, she said that she was getting ready to do an anthology called Unbound with 13 authors, and she asked me to be one of the authors. And so it's Unbound, Breaking Free from Domestic Violence. And so shouts out to Tina Marie Silver. I thank you so very much, woman of God, for allowing me to, for allowing God to use you to pull not only myself, but other women and men that we're working with. So we're collaborating now because we're reaching back to help other people. Everybody got a story. So now we're reaching back to help other people, to pull them, to help them self-publish their book. So Unbound talks about the piece that we all have gone through. These women, 13 amazing women, each one of us have a different story. My story was breaking free. From, when I say breaking free, I mean, I said it on yesterday. I really ran like
Angela
Bassett.
Because I was on that live. I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally, and I said I can laugh about it today, but I recall talking to Pastor Teresa Avent 12 hours on the way home, and I was telling her how I literally, because we was in Florida, and the way the hotel was, like I'm running to the elevator, and I ran all the way around, because on the elevator on this side, and when I escaped out the room, I ran all the way around, and when I got down to, and I didn't share this, when I got downstairs, even then, I still didn't want to get him in trouble because we was in a different state. You know what I did?
What you do?
I sat in the bathroom, bruised. I sat in the bathroom for about 3 hours until the maintenance people could find his manager's room. And when they found his manager's room, I was able to go in there. And they was like, okay, we're going to handle it. Because I left all my stuff in the room, my keys, everything in the room. And they was like, oh, we're going to handle it the next morning. You just wait. So when they left to go to their meeting, because they had a company meeting, I found a maintenance man.
He let you in.
He let me in. I got my keys. I could not find my phone, and I'm way in Florida. I got my keys. I got my bag. I found the nearest. I went to Walgreens. They sent me to the nearest Walmart. I got me a phone, and I got on the road. I ain't going to share the whole book, y'all. I ain't going to share my part, but go read it. I will share my story on Thursday night, though. I will read chapter 7 on Thursday night. We'll get more in depth in it on Thursday night. But I saw the red flags, but I still stayed. And even then, that happened in 2017. It took me 2 years before I left. And we wasn't together now. Now 2017 and then 2018 came in, but around September, October 2018, he wouldn't leave my house, and I didn't want to leave either, because who wanted to go back to their mama's house? Who wanted to go back?
Too many of them things. I'm about it there. Hell no. Excuse me, real. I told you we're going to get real. Like, that's the part where I have talked to a lot of women, and they say it's hard. Ain't shit hard no more, man.
No.
Once they put their hands on you, man. Once they put their hands on you, that ain't love.
No.
That's control.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you that as a grown man. Any man that put his hands on a woman is a sucker. That's my favorite word for dad beats and men that beat women. But on the flip side, there's some women out there that be tearing men heads all to pieces. They be combing them heads. And a man can't tell his boy that his woman beating his ass. Excuse my French. But what I tell women in days' time, I don't know your situation.
Yeah.
You have to go. Because that one hit
Yep.
could turn into 2 hits. And it could turn into your eyes closing forever.
Yep.
So I pray you find the strength when it happens to you the first time.
The first time.
BTDRU. Burn the damn road up. Because he's not your father. He's not your uncle. And he damn sure ain't your brother. You know,
Period.
so I hate it, man. I hate it. I hate that with a passion.
Yeah.
Before I put my hands on you, I'm getting up out of there.
Yeah.
That means that love has turned into hate.
Hey. Yep. Yep.
But you show me a person, you show me a man that beats on a woman. Show me his environment that he grew up in. And I'll show you, and it'll show you who he is.
Yeah.
Never seen my father touch my mother. And I asked him when I got older one time. I even asked my brother, hey, man, have my dad ever hit my mama? Not in my lifetime. I never seen him do it. Dad, you ever put your hands on my mama? Nah, but I hung up on the closet. I said, hung up on the closet? Yeah, she swung at me, so I grabbed her by the shoulders and hung up on the coat rack and walked out. I said, boy, you crazy. He said, I don't hit women, son. I said, wow. But you said you're going to get more to Unbound down the road.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship now. Okay. Hey, I'm tying all this in.
Okay. KK.
The
It's
hairstylist.
homework.
The hairstylist. I know you.
Yeah.
It's a difference when you don't know a person and you've been doing hair
Almost 30
30
years.
years. No, 30 years.
Well, over 30.
Yeah.
Legally, it's been 28 years, but
Oh, you got 2 years in.
tied in unlegally, I've been doing hair since I was 9 years old. So it's over 36 years. I've been doing hair since I was 9, getting paid on the stoop in Mobile City because I used to braid Tracy Reed and Keisha L. I used to get paid $10. I sure did.
See, you started early.
When I was 9.
You knew where you was gonna end up at.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing because I knew I was gonna be here today years ago.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna be a chef years ago. And I didn't go to culinary school. I put that time in. I put that work in. And I smoke half you guys' boots. That's why none of y'all invited me to y'all functions, because y'all know what this business gonna be. But I bet the house on me any day. I never been on nobody's podcast talking about my food. Nobody never invited me to a podcast.
Well, you about to come on mine.
Yeah, but guess what I said?
What?
Don't nobody.
Create your own.
Yeah.
What? I put the battery in a lot of you guys' backs with a lot of things that you do. When I post a post, that's called reaching. I throw something out there just to see what somebody else go and do it. I got so many ideas for you guys. Inbox me. I'm the battery. I put the battery in people's backs, but when it come to me, I put it in my own back. I bet on me any day. From food, my pressure washing business. You understand me? If your house stink, call me. I got a system that will clean the smell.
Your house stink.
Yeah.
Call me.
Call me. I don't talk about all my entities that I do because people hate so bad.
Yep.
They hate so bad. My clothing line. Every time the show come on, if I don't wear my brand, I ain't wearing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Shenita, with the hair, what was the most complicated thing about starting up your business?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm out there today.
Let's go back because I actually opened up my first hair salon in 2002 in Whitaker's. This is my fourth salon within the 28-year span. So
That's okay.
yeah, I actually opened up my first hair salon in 2002 in Whitaker's, downtown Whitaker's, STG Styles. That was named after my three daughters, Shanika, Tanika, Janaya, STG Styles. So that was my first salon I opened up in 2002. I didn't, if I can look at all the last three salons compared to this one that I just opened up 5 years ago, from STG Styles, then I went to STG Styles Hair and Braiding Gallery.
Okay. You kept it ST?
I kept it, yeah. Oh, that was on the hill, baby, and that was. Can I talk about being on the hill? You know the little store on the hill. You remember Max, where Max Barbershop is? So right across the street, you had Max Bell's Bondsman, and I was right next to Max Bell's Bondsman. And so 2007, I opened up STG Styles Braiding Gallery, and I had about 4 or 5 girls in there. Man, we was getting it like we was braiding like the Africans. This was before they started making you go to school to have your license to braid.
Natural hair.
Yeah, this was before they started making you go. But I got a lot of people that natural hair care braiders license because back then it wasn't but $20. So a lot of them still riding off of it. They paid $20. They didn't have to actually take the class. Now they have to take the class. Yeah, but opening up that salon, the braiding gallery, man, that was some major money being made. But of course, I was still young in my 20s or whatever. My sister just got out of high school. Shouts out to Shell. She had just got out of high school. She 18. I'm like, hey, this can be your business. Me, I'm still dabbling in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
And so you got everybody coming through. You got the guys with the braids. I mean, you got them coming from every which way. Cause me, one thing about me, I still can if I wanted to, but the streets ain't like it used to be. So I could be on every set, go from Hillsdale, shouts out to Hillsdale. That's my real tribe right there. But Hillsdale, the Hill, I could go to Clark Street, I could go to Drew Street, I could go to Starling Way, I could go to the neighborhood, I could be everywhere. But when they come to the hood, when they come to get their hair braided, like it was something about 2007 that showed me a different side of me.
Okay.
And so I was on both sides. I was on that side, which that was the more, I mean, I'm getting money. I'm chasing the bag.
Okay.
Now, after that, me and Felicia, we opened up a salon together. And then moving, I was going to different salons. I told her from between here and Raleigh, I done been somewhere everywhere. I ain't ashamed to tell on my clients to tell you. Some of my clients been with me over 20 some years, and they done followed me to over probably about 10 or more salons. Can I be real with you?
You know what I mean?
What?
You're good at what you do.
Yeah.
If they follow you, they respect you.
Yeah.
And they appreciate what you offer them.
Yeah.
Because if you good, you could have went to Florida, and they'd be like, sis, I'll be down there next weekend to do XYZ. So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, they follow you.
Yeah. Well, no matter. Like I call them my faithful few. So even now, I've arrived now. I'm at Healthy Hair Restoration Salon. Thank God. I've been in this thing 5 years. And when I say 5 years, I mean really doing the logistics of paying my taxes, doing everything like I'm supposed to do. Legitly running
Sleeping good at night.
I'm sleeping good at night. I'm legitly running my business. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but when I look back over these last 5 years, one thing my daughters told me, because I didn't get this building on my own when I first got it. Can I be real? We hadn't even faced the pandemic. Like I said, I was the end of 2019, September, I had got denied disability for the 3rd time, and we'll talk about it a little bit more, but that's part of my health. Mm-hmm. I got denied disability, and so going into 2020, January, I woke up and I said, God, what should you have me to do? These people keep denying me. What is it? He said, it's in your hands. He said, go back to your first works. And so January 2020, I called the people because I had originally got approved for the building in 2015. But again, stuff happened. I didn't ever get the building.
God said, go back.
Go back. So I reached back out to these people, but this time I know I ain't had no income. I hadn't filed taxes in like 3 years. So I asked my daughters, I said, listen, I need somebody to invest in me. I need somebody to invest in me. And so between my 2 daughters and my best friend, shouts out to Tony, they invested in me. They believed in the vision. And here I stand 5 years later, Health Hair and Restoration Salon, still standing tall. I'm still getting people, they want to get their hair done. I can't, listen, I don't have enough, my body ain't like it used to be, so I have to turn people away. I love what I do, right? But I'm still the golden doing hair now.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna pump me.
That's right.
Even in that 5 years, I am a certified hair loss practitioner. So that's a whole different game. I'm in trichology. So I'm 2 classes away from finishing up to become a trichologist, which I'm already call myself the hair doctor. I ain't boasting or bragging.
What is trichology?
Trichology is the study of the hair and scalp. So trichologist is where people deal with alopecia, right?
Yeah, right.
So we are we deal with the holistic piece of the hair.
Okay.
We talk about we are medical. We're non-medical. We do non-medical procedures, so we can't do like any surgery or anything. But I have clients that come in where they're on a program where I help their hair grow back. It works for some. It depends on what type of alopecia they have. When people think of alopecia, they think of just the baldness in the top part of your hair. But it's so much deeper than that. Like you got medical alopecia for women. You got hormonal alopecia. Like we had to do a whole different segment just for me to come back and talk about that, because that's really deep, and that's something else I do want to get into, because even with men and women, we suffer from alopecia, and it can be genetics and all that. So you gotta bring me back on for us to talk about that.
Yeah, we can do that. We definitely can do that.
Yeah.
I would like to say, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your hard work. And now we're gonna turn down this road that I've been waiting on, that I've been nervous about all night, because like I tell people, if you don't have some type of faith or religion, stay the hell away from me.
Stay away.
Because it's real out here. People don't believe in certain things, but there's some demonic spirits in this world.
Maybe.
So now I want to tie this thing in about your spiritual, your journey. Because I believe in focus on the journey, because your destination is already there waiting on you.
Yes.
And I'm going to get mine out the way, because I want you to talk about what you got going on. When I told you I got scared one time, I gave my life to Christ when I turned 30 years old. I said, let me try you, God. Let me see what you about. I always believe, right? When I say it scared me so daggone bad. When I tell you God move mountains.
Yes, he does.
I gave my life to Christ, I said, when I was 30. I remember being dead broke. And one Sunday, I was tithing. I took my last bit of money and put it in the collection plate. And somebody was sitting beside me. I said his name. He said, "You putting all that in there?" I said, "Yeah, man, God is real, man. I'm going to get it back." Get that here and let me pull it. Hey, yo, this real. This real. So as I get out of church, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get some gas money from. Where I'm going to find something to eat at. Because I done dropped this money up in here and it's faith-based right now.
Mm-hmm.
Shenita went home. I don't check the mail. I swear I don't. I checked the mail this day.
Had a check in the mail.
When I say, it said cash if needed. I ain't talking about one of the ones where you got to call people. And it said cash if needed. If I'm not mistaken, that thing was either 5 or 15 grand. A hot check. I ain't talking about you got to call somebody, put a PIN code in, see if you pre-approved. This thing say cash if needed. I looked up in the sky and said, thank you, God. And what really scared me, Shenita, when I gave my life to Christ, it was maybe 20 members at our church, like every Sunday, right? I looked around. Our congregation went from 30 people, 20, 30 people to 100. Wow. Like, my mother started going back to church more. My brother, his whole family. My cousins, their whole families. My uncles started going to church. Friends, I'm looking around. I'm in the choir singing. My brother said, if you don't sit your non-singing ass down somewhere. But God moved me.
Yes.
And I remember working third shift at Hardee's, right? And every night I grabbed the microphone sometimes, got headphone sets. And I go into a sermon, just start talking.
What you be preaching about?
What? Do you know what God would do for you if you just gave your hand to him?
Well,
Walk with him, talk with him.
come on now.
He'll show you everything you need. In Walmart, a lady walked up to me and said, are you a pastor? And I'm dressed just like this. I said, no, ma'am. She said, you got that glow. I think you're missing your calling. I done heard this multiple times. But God built me, right? He know who I am. He know what I'm going to do. He said, Mike, I work with you. But I can't keep running.
You can't keep running.
I can't keep running, so, I'm getting older now. I'm understanding things. And I just want to tell y'all, man, God is real.
Yes, he is.
God is real. So I had to get that off my chest, right? Because now I want Shenita to talk about how God is moving her in the direction of faith-based walking and ministry. Because you know when God called you.
Yeah.
You understand all this. And that's some big shoes. And I love it. I see it on you. It's dedication. It's growth. Can you talk a little bit about that when he tapped you on your shoulder and said, let's move now. Let's go.
Wow. I'm gonna say this because that's long, but to make a long story short, when he really tapped me on my shoulders, it was 2024. He started moving August of 2023.
Okay.
I've been in ministry since 2007. I've been knowing I had a calling on my life since I was 12 years old. So I knew at the age of 12, when I asked my grandmother that I want to get baptized, I knew I had a calling on my life at the age of 12. So I would go to church back then. Y'all might hear me. Y'all heard me talk about my different ministries, and ministry is just like school for me. So just to run it down real quick, St. Matthew's Baptist Church, that was my elementary school.
Okay.
I used to go there with my grandmother, and my grandmother used to be in the choir stand. They only had church on fourth Sundays, and Ethelene Spate used to be in the choir stand every fourth Sunday, and she would sit on that second row. And once that Holy Spirit start hitting, boy, and she get to shouting, and I go like, I was like, oh, my grandma embarrassing me again, y'all.
She sat on the second row.
Second row in the choir stand, and I'm like, what is this lady doing all this shouting about? But shouts out, rest in peace, my grandmother, Ethelene Spate. And so from 12 to about 18, I had my twins at 16, so I got a little grown. I kind of strayed away from grandma. Then grandma passed. I had my twins November 1994. Grandma passed May of 1995. So I kind of, strayed away, whatever. So then when I turned 18, I began to start back going to church. When I 19, I met Rhonda Faye Dickens. Rest in peace, Mama Faye. I was talking to my daughter's dad, Dickens, and his mom. I ended up going to church with her. Light of Peace. So Light of Peace is my middle school.
Okay, middle school.
Light of Peace, Seeky Face. Light of Peace, shouts out to Lonnie Braswell, Pastor Lonnie Braswell, rest in peace. And Seek His Face, Maurice Garrett, Pastor Maurice Garrett. They were my middle school.
Okay.
And so I went there for a while. Then leading up to 2007, and this is the kicker right here. Shouts out to Overseer Juanita Phillips, the greatest woman in the world for me. That's my spiritual mom. She taught me deliverance. And I get teared up when I talk about her because
Take your time.
if she could see me where I am now. She's still living, but of course she got some things going on. But every chance I get, I'll tell her husband or her son. I'm close friends with her daughter, Lavonda Phillips, and Pastor Vincent Phillips and her son. And I said, when I arrive, I don't care when it be, how it be, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna give back. Like Tabernacle Deliverance Ministry is a place that I'm gonna always give back to, because it was the moment when I was facing that 6.5 years in prison, and they went with me to court January 27, 2009, and they sat there on that pew with me, and they prayed with me through that whole time, and they stood by my side. And it was those moments where they taught me deliverance. They taught me what I know now. I didn't quite understand some things, and her method of teaching let her on in it, but I got it after the fact when I understood what she was going through. But I will shout that woman out until the day I die. Like, shouts out to Overseer Juanita Phillips, and I want the whole world to know, like, she was the first woman in the city of Rocky Mount. Nobody gives her enough credit. She was the first woman in the city of Rocky Mount to have as a women pastor. Her ministry was aired on TV for over 30-40 years. Like, nobody, she helped me and a whole lot of other people. She was the one to reach back, and I'm talking about men and women.
That's good.
So Tabernacle Deliverance was my high school.
Okay.
That was my high school. So I did Tabernacle Deliverance. That was my high school. Then I went to Greater Joy. Shouts out to Bishop Shelton Daniels. I did a little bit of, I would say my bachelor's over there, because great teacher. So I got deliverance from Tabernacle Deliverance. I got some teaching from Greater Joy, and that was like my bachelor's, getting my bachelor's degree. And then I went back to Tabernacle Deliverance, and so I was kind of like what you call it? That's my I can't even think of the word.
Grad school.
No, that was me getting my master's.
Okay.
No. That was me finishing up my bachelor's.
Okay.
That was me finishing up my bachelor's. And then, shouts out to my cousin, Pastor Teresa Avent. In 2018, we opened up Kingdom Works Apostolic Center in my garage. I call it my garage. We opened up Kingdom Works Apostolic Center in the bottom of my home, in my basement. And then we end up renting a church, a building from Tabernacle Deliverance. And we did that up until 2019. So Kingdom Works was me getting my master's. And now, Kingdom Works dissolved in September, and God moved me to Live, Love, Laugh Outreach. But he started in 2023 of August, getting me prepared. He started preparing me August of 2023. Did not know what was going to happen, because I was a ride or die. Just like, if I'm going to serve with you, I'm going to walk with you, I'm going to serve with you, like I'm ride or die. So when things began to happen the way they happened, then I understood what God was doing. I understood that God was setting me up because he had purpose. He had need of me. He said, you've served. You've been a great servant. You've served. You've been a great servant leader. And how many of you know you first got to serve? I don't care if you serve in the bathroom. I don't care where you serve at, but you first got to serve at doing something before you can go be a great leader. And you first got to be able to understand, to know how to serve in order to lead. So I was a servant for over almost 20 some years. And so now I've arrived at grad school. Now I'm arriving at getting my doctorings, and now I'm arriving. This is my thing, what I call it. Now I'm arriving here. So this Sunday, February the 16th, I will be ordained as Pastor Shenita Scott.
You ain't say that right. I want you to say that with some. Tell them again.
This Sunday, I will be ordained as Pastor Shenita Scott. At first, I didn't want to kind of like, cause I ain't big on titles, brother. I'm not big on titles. So, shouts out to my Apostle Verenda Cobb. Thank you so very much. I met Apostle Verenda Cobb. She's actually one of the authors on this book. Can I tell you, when I say Tina coming back in my life, God knew what was getting ready to happen. He set all this up full circle, and all this happened last year. Tina came back in my life March. She wanted to write Unbound. She already knew Apostle Verenda Cobb. Apostle Verenda Cobb is one of the authors on the book.
Okay.
Me and her started talking, and out of 13 women, I clicked with only 2. And me and Apostle clicked, and that was in May, and we started talking. And when I went through it, we went through and transitioning with my old ministry. By September, it was almost like, okay, God. And as she and I talked, and we began to talk, and we prayed about some things. And by November, she said, no, by September, when she came to, I had a Abused and a Battered event in my salon. And when she came, she realized who she was in my life then. And she spoke to me then, and I said, okay, God. I answered
Surrender.
the call.
I surrender. Oh, wow, Shenita. You know what? This crazy. The way you just broke that all down, how you went through your education of Christ.
Yeah.
Like, what I received from all this was you had maybe 5 different teachers. Let me say it again.
Come on.
5 different teachers that taught you the word of God.
And it's a 5-fold ministry. Did you know that?
Nope.
5-fold ministry. You got your preacher, your teacher, your evangelist, your prophetess, and your pastors. It's 5-fold ministry.
Because it's different between teaching and preaching, right?
Yes, sir. Being an evangelist, being a prophet, being a prophetess, it's different. But stick on that, because this is what people need to know, because some folks get stuck at their elementary school. Why? Because they stay there out of obligation. They stay there because their mom and their dad are there. They've been there for 20, 30 years, but you dead on the pew. You've been there for 20, 30 years. You saying you ain't, but you not growing.
Stop talking about me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Stop talking about me. But I can say this, though. I can say this when I'm a member of First Calvary Baptist Church, the little church in the middle of Beale Street.
Come on, Beale Street.
You
Happy
understand
Hill.
me? When I moved, it was hard for me to keep coming back and forth, right? Mm-hmm. I said, God, find me something close to what I'm used to. Because I can't do mega churches. Like, I can't do mega churches. I don't know why. I can listen to the word that they preach, because some of them are on point with the word, but I can't congregate. Maybe I have to open my mind up, but the mega churches just says some.
It's a business.
That's what it feels like to me.
It's a business.
So
yeah, that's point blank. Period.
I found this church.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I found another church in Zeppelin, Stokes Chapel, right? Mm-hmm. And the first day I walked in the church, right? That's why when you said your grandmother sat on the second what?
Second row in the choir stand.
Second row. Do you know? I don't care what church I visit or go to. I sit on the second row. I used to sit in the back.
No, we going to the front.
I'm going to the front.
I ain't got time to be being distracted with what they doing in the back, and they
door,
talking and they doing all that stuff. I need to be up front and center.
And I sit on the second row.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I literally sit on the second row, and once I start going, it ties back into me giving my life to Christ. I seen things in church that didn't sit well with me, right? Mm-hmm. So I said, God, I ain't gonna commit to every Sunday. I commit to what's important. And that's first Sunday for me.
Okay.
Communion Sunday, right? I got not out of it, but my previous job, when I started it, I worked every Sunday, right? So for 4 years, I missed first Sunday. And some of it was due to right after COVID, right? A lot of people don't know this. I almost transitioned from COVID.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and this date I never forget. My mother died November 3rd. The day I went to the hospital was November 30th.
Wow.
I never forget. I was in my walk-in closet. Wife at work. I can't drive. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I couldn't breathe. I looked in the sky. I looked up and said, God, not today. Not on this date right here. I said, Mom, this ain't time to be funny. Now, mind you, I couldn't breathe. I said, if I could just make it to my bed. And I don't know what made me get in a fetal position.
Wow.
Once I got in a fetal position, I started breathing a little better. But then when my wife got home, I'm struggling. And she was talking to one of my cousins. He had experienced this previously. He was on the ventilator. I didn't get that far in there, but I was on the breathing machine. He said, take that fool to the hospital before he died. When I went to urgent care, right, I was sitting in there and the lady said, you can go to the hospital. I said, for what? They're going to test you for COVID and your oxygen level is at 74.
Wow.
I said, I can't ride in my car. She said, nah, buddy, you got to have an oxygen tank on you.
Wow.
Went to the hospital. The doctor literally let me go home because she seen that I didn't want to be there. Like, I didn't want to be in no hospital. My oxygen level got back up. Boom, boom, boom. They let me go. The next day, same time, I'm back in the emergency room. Security asked me a whole bunch of questions. I said, can't you see I can't breathe, man? So they rushed me over to the register thing. Look at God work. By the time I sat down to get registered in, the doctor that seen me the night before walked out and said, I knew you'd be back. Take him on to the back. It's a wrap, Jack. And laying in that hospital for 7 days without seeing any of my loved ones, I had 7 days.
7
days to understand I have to get myself together and get my house in order because this thing could have went horribly wrong.
Yes, sir.
And with the presence of God and the love of God, I think that's what kept me here because of my faith in God.
Ain't no thinking that's what kept you here.
You understand me? It's like
It's dormant on the inside of you, but you running from that thing. Like that, to activate the Holy Spirit. Like when you really allow that thing to activate.
whoo!
Huh?
I'm just scared of my congregation because I know I tell people all the time. Me and my pastor. Shout out to my pastor W.R. Burston, right? He said, "Hey Mike, you want to start wearing some suits to church, man?" I said, "Ain't we trying to get the young people in here?" I said, "Hey, the clothes don't get the message. The word that you deliver." Give them the message. He said, boy, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I said, you just keep delivering the word correctly. Because one thing he taught me, long as a pastor or a minister deliver the word correctly, do not go by what that man's life is about. Because if he's giving God's word correctly, he's doing his job. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. And that's one of the toughest acts right there, or the toughest assignments on the face of this earth, cause the flesh is weak.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? And it's like, now you got to juggle all this.
It's
Relationships, love.
well, it's about let me say that going into this place that I'm in, I'm not dating. I'm not gonna date because I know I'm a wife. So a man found a wife, found of a good thing. I'm gonna court.
Okay.
And so when he comes, we're gonna court. I think I've been in this place for years, so it's now where when you say I've arrived. So it's like I ain't nobody gonna waste my time, and I ain't gonna let nobody waste my time. Why? Because at this point, I'm emptying myself for God. And so I can truly say, I can say this now, like I said on yesterday, it was a time and a point that I could speak to everybody. I could tell them about XYZ, but I couldn't say, oh, I could talk to you all day long. I don't do no drugs. I don't drink. I don't do da. I could minister to you about being a teenage mom. I could do that. But at one point, I couldn't minister to them about not having sex because I always felt like I had to have a boyfriend or I had to have a significant other. Now that I'm in this place, and I've been walking in this place for 2 years. No, that piece of it. Why? Because I understand it's about being obedient to God. It's about making a sacrifice, and it's like, do I keep going this same route? Come on, can I keep it real for 5 or 10 minutes or 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes of pleasure? And then they if they not really trying to marry me or they really not trying to be where I am, then guess what? I'm not about to give up something to you for to sacrifice myself for God. And at the end of the day, when I face Him, it's like, oh, okay. Well, you remember you did such and such. It ain't about facing people. It ain't about people deeming you or people saying this or saying that. The place that I walk in now, let me say this also. I have a personal relationship with God. My relationship is a personal relationship with God. I don't do this religious stuff. Now there's a such thing that's called pure religion. And then I want to say this. We got to get in it to change our language. So the thing that God has brought me on the scene to teach about, we got to change our language. We are the church. I know we raised up saying the church. We going to church. No, you are the church. You take the church into the building. You take the church into the kingdom. You take the church into the cathedral. We are the church. So my church goes with me into the house of London. I preach, teach, prophesize. Folks crying, not doing all day long. My church goes with me into the marketplace. My church comes with me in Lyles Media Group Studios. So let's get that straight, because anytime we 2 or 3 or 2 or more gather calling upon His name, we can sit and we can talk and we can vibe on that. So Live, Love, Laugh Outreach. You made a statement a few minutes ago. You said that you were going on first Sundays. You recognized about going on first Sundays, and you was working, and it took your Sundays. One thing what God gave me about Live, Love, Laugh outreach is that we go on first and third Sundays, because I found, and I see this a lot. People go to church, and I got to change my language, but people go to the kingdom buildings every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday. They're in this place, but then marriages are failing. Your kids are in a different place. Everything is all over. And so we got to make time, first of all, for Him. And He told me in my Bible, in the book of Acts, and y'all should have never let me read that, okay? But He said that He not found in these temples built by human hands, baby. He said He ain't found in the temple built by human hands.
Come on.
You thinking you going to this cathedral that you call church when the church is on the inside of you. You think you going to this place to see God. If you ain't taking Him in there with you, baby, miss me with that. So go back and read the book of Acts and see, they only want to see me coming, because see, my ministry is a whole different type of vibe. Right. My ministry is coming to set the scenes, to let them know we've been preaching and teaching all this stuff and this prosperity stuff, but people need the real. People need the authentic. People need to know, yeah, I'm still going through. Yeah, things are still happening, but guess what? I got my boots on the ground, baby, and look, if you broke, that's the type ministry that I'm on, baby. So listen, I ain't like them. They not like us. Come on. I'm my boy that was on, that y'all talking about on Facebook. Let me chop on that today. They not like me. I'm not like them. Y'all not like me. They not like us. Okay. So the ministry that God has given Shenita Scott, and y'all can call me pastor. First I didn't want to be called, but you can call your girl pastor. The ministry that God has given me is street ministry. It's outreach. We getting out here in these streets. That's why this right here, even this setting what we in right now, is God ordained. Think it not strange that I go to see Nataki do her book, and we link up with Fonte, and now we've been in the building since what, 2 months now?
Yeah.
Come on.
We
This
got
is
work
all
to do.
God ordained because God told me, he said, you got the ear of men. He said, you're going to be bringing men into the community. And I got a thing called I Am My Brother's Keeper. So this is ministry, baby, whether you want to know it or not. But this is where we show people how ministry looks on the outside of the kingdom walls, on the outside of them dressing up their suits. Because guess what? Unless I had to put on a skirt, my old pastor, my ex-pastor, my former pastor used to say, when they're wrong, do as wrongs do. So now, if I come visit you at your ministry, yeah, y'all dress up, I'm going to dress up. But if you come to Live Love Lab, baby, you going to catch me just like this. Why? Because it ain't about my clothes that I got on, but it's about the word that's on the inside of me. It's about the Holy Spirit that's activated on the inside of me. It's about that fire that's on the inside of me. Until you learn to get the fire, activate the Holy Spirit, and allow God to ignite that fire, you're going to be in a stuck place. But if you want to be free, baby, look me up.
Talk to him.
You want to be free? You ready to get free? You ready to be down with some real steppers? You ready to be down with some uncut, unauthentic people that's going to talk about life? And what we do at the circle, we sit in the circle just like this. We meet on first and third Sundays. We bring our chairs together. We don't have no pulpit. We don't have no podium. Ain't nobody sitting up tall talking at you or preaching at you. We sitting and we studying the word together. We pray. We worship. We put our worship song on. We pray. And then we go around the room and everybody testify. And in Live, Love, Laugh Outreach Ministry, everybody has a voice. Some folks get to go to church or go to the kingdom, but they don't get a chance to testify. So when they walk out, they went back. They come out the same way
They went in. Yes.
And so we talk about balance, having a balanced life. We talk about being balanced. We talk about pacing ourselves. But the most important thing is we study the word of God together. So we take scriptures. We've been on the book of Psalms and the book of Matthew since September.
There's some books in that thing, and it's a whole bunch of books.
66 books.
66. How many did they take out?
I don't know how many they took out. I don't know.
No, because it's a lot of books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of books. Like, whew, I was in there. I'm Bible study. I was in there. That's where I was in there. I was in there hard.
Get back.
I'm going back. Because I know the word of God is real, and
But you're gonna be different this time, though.
yeah, because I am more settled now.
Yeah.
I'm understand. COVID changed me. It really did. COVID changed me. And like I said, with the first Sunday thing, the job that I work at now, I asked them what days will I be working, and when they said the days I be working, do you know in that interview I said, look at God. I can start going back to church. And they looked at me. They're like, what? I said, man, I couldn't go to church in over 4 years. So now I got to get back to my thing. 21 straight days. Anything you guys do, 21 straight days become a habit.
A habit, baby. I'm almost on with 80 days. 73 days in this thing. And I've never done that before in my life.
Wow.
73 days, except for them 5 days in between, but almost 73 days, almost 80 days being with God. And I mean literally getting up early in the morning. Y'all seeing it? Getting up before I get on live, praying, studying, seeking his face, and then I get on. That's why I can be the way I am, because it's already inside of me. It's already activated. But I've never done that in my entire life. Like November the 22nd, you talk about what changed me. You talk about what pushed me because I was like, okay, you can ordain me as a prophetess. But when she called me in December, said, no, God didn't tell me to ordain you as a prophet. He told me to ordain you as a pastor, because the apostolic is on your life. And in order to get to the apostolic, to the apostle, then you got to be ordained as a pastor first. So I said, man, you know, I don't do this. I don't do this title stuff, because people take titles and they run with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about people calling me a pastor or calling me whatever. And I get it. You know, that's what they reference. And she said, she broke it down to me like this. She said, Shenita, you need a license to drive, right? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, so, you know, it's going to be some things, marriages and funerals and different things, and you're going to need a license to be able to coach people and do so. I was like, you know what? You're right. But I don't do the titles because people can take the titles, but I'm learning to embrace the title, because I know I'm going to walk in humility. I'm humble. The first sign you see me go, listen.
You've been through the fire.
I've been through the fire. And I didn't come out smelling like smoke, baby.
Talk that talk.
I've been through the fire, still going through the fire. You when you saw me in the elevator, you was like, you look tired.
Son beat you down, girl. I said, boy, she been moving. I said, you could tell when you're moving, when you're working. And I saw tiredness. And the first thing you said to me, can't stop, won't stop. I said,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about right there. I thank you. I appreciate you for coming on the show. I think this might have been the longest one I had so far, and it was meaningful. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Because whether you know it or not, people are listening. And once people start listening, guide them the way you're guiding them correctly. And just ask God to use you. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. And you're more than welcome anytime on the Uncle Sonny Bigz show. I think this is the first night I minimized any of my my language.
I know you effing
I
lying.
know you lying. But I have different gears. And sometimes I get lost for words. And spirituality for me is something that I take serious.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I do take that serious. I'm human. I make mistakes, but I take that serious. And I don't preach to everybody because some people won't receive it.
Yep.
And I was taught once you try to give them that and they don't want it, God bless you, move on.
Hands off.
And whenever you're ready to come back and sit down with Uncle Sonny and we could talk about some more things, do want to talk about the...
Trichologist.
Say it again.
Trichologist.
Trichologist?
Yes.
All right, okay. I do want you to come back so we could talk about... I want to do a segment on hair loss, trichology, and restore.
Yep.
Restoring.
Restoration. That's what I do. Healthy hair and restoration salon. That's me.
So I think we're going to end this segment so I can say it proudly with Pastor Shenita Scott, everyone. And I was a deacon.
And we out, baby.
And we out, man.
All on you. Don't your breath. Yeah. Laying low, turn on the big show with the blend. Uncle Sonny on the mic, news like a whirlwind. Current events got the streets all wildin'. Top spots, local stars shining. Keep smiling. Hip hop drama, the gossip they spinning. Loud media group, you know we winning. Event stories, yo, we're never missing. Tune to the show, something surreal and glistening. Got the scoop straight from the corner. Exclusive tales, ain't no foreigner. Street lights bright, local heroes rising. Bigz got the heat criticizing and prizing. Midweek sessions, chat lines glowing. Uncle Sonny